This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. I'm delighted to be here helping you with playing the guitar. In this video, we're going to learn the F chord that we play on all 6 strings there in first position, the B flat chord that we play in first position. Both of these are bar chords, and we're going to be learning the C7 chord that we play in first position. So 3 new chords for us in this lesson series. It's going to be super fun. Of course, besides learning the chords, we're going to jam together on some songs and progressions that are fun to play using these chords in the key of F major. So these chords are often played together in the key of F major. Going to be great. Now this video does accompany lesson 11 from my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 Method book. So if you have that book, we're going to be on pages 66 and 67, jamming together on the songs that are on those pages, and of course working together to learn these chords, which are also explained there on page 66. Okay, so let's dive in with the F chord first. Now, if you need to, you can play simplified versions of these, but it's a good idea to start developing the strength to play bar chords, because as we continue through the lesson series, a lot of the chords that we're going to be working on in the next few lessons in the book are movable chords or bar chords, chords where we have to put our index finger down in a barring fashion to play more than one note. So it's good to just sort of bite that bullet and start learning these and developing the strength, because they are a little bit challenging to play physically, especially on acoustic guitars. So here we are with the F chord. With this one, our index finger is going to play in the first fret the notes on the top string, second string, and low 6th string. So we're going to be putting a bar across all 6 strings to catch those 3 notes. And you might recall from the lesson where we did the smaller F chord that when we're creating a bar, it helps to put the thumb up about 1 fret's distance above where the index finger is, and then turn the index finger to the side. So we want to be hitting the strings on the side, not straight on, but a little bit on the side, turn to the side. And that lets us use this big muscle of the hand and get some strength, some leverage to do that. And you can just practice sort of playing that bar chord, trying to strum all 6 strings, getting a good sound out of all 6 strings, pushing it down. And as I was doing that there, I was using my middle finger to help push it down. And I used to do that as I was working, and you can even work that bar all the way up and down, trying to push down all 6 strings on each of the frets of the guitar. But you're going to position that, a couple millimeters behind the metal bar there, the metal fret, and have your thumb be behind the 2nd fret in this case. Get some leverage. Now, with this chord, our middle finger then goes at the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Our ring finger goes at the 3rd fret on the 5th string, and our pinky goes at the 3rd fret on the 4th string. So we get a nice F chord, and you can just strum that chord and get nice and comfortable playing that one. So there we have the F chord. Now the B flat chord, which is also a bar chord, is right next to it over here. With this one, we actually are going to be playing a bar with the ring finger, or alternatively, you can finger each one of these notes. So I'll show you the bar chord version first, with the ring finger, I should say. So again, we're still barring in that 1st fret with our index finger. This time, we're just playing on the 5th string and the top string. Those are the ones we're catching. And then with that index finger, I'm actually not barring across all 6. But what I do is put my bar right up next to the low 6th string, so it helps mute it. So if I inadvertently strum it, it just is a deadened sound. So you can pluck all 5 of those top strings and then even strum all 6 and only hear the top 5 strings. Then with B flat, kind of a tricky move, I'm using my ring finger to bar across strings 2, 3, and 4 at the 3rd fret. When I play it this way, I actually usually let the top string be muted. So it's okay if the top string's not ringing if you use this fingering. So this is the easiest one to play, I think, but perhaps not. Some of us like the other fingering, which I'll show in a minute. But when going back and forth between F and B flat, all you got to do is collapse that ring finger that was at the 3rd fret and come back and forth, and you can just work that back and forth if you'd like to. Now, when I want the top string to ring with B flat, or just because maybe it works better for you. I use middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger to play those notes. So that's the other way to finger B flat. And some people like this one better. I only use this one when I need that top string to ring. So you gotta fit all those fingers in that same fret and press that down. So that's another way you can play B flat. With that one, you do get the top string in there. When you're barring it, you're gonna be having that top string muted more often than not. So we got F and B flat, and you may just want to try and go back and forth and play F and B flat, fingering it whichever way you're gonna finger it. That's a big one to go back and forth between. These chords are a little bit tricky. So C7, much easier to play fingering wise. We've been playing the C chord at this point quite a bit in the lesson series. You'll notice with the C7 chord, all we're doing is adding our pinky at the 3rd fret on the 3rd string. Otherwise, all the fingers go in the same place that they would for a C chord. So that's one way to see how to play C7. Otherwise, our index finger is going at that 1st fret on the 2nd string. Middle finger is going at the 2nd fret on the 4th string. Ring finger, 3rd fret on the 5th string, and then pinky, 3rd fret on the 3rd string. We play the top string open and we don't play the low 6th string. So, as shown here in the diagram, you get the C7. So you can practice going back and forth even between F and C7. Now what you'll notice with the F chord and the C7 is that your ring finger gets to stay in the same position. So it helps to sort of pivot on that finger. And then depending on how you're playing the B flat, you're going to have to refine the C7 chord from there. I sort of just, if I collapse my hand back up, collapse that ring finger down to play the B flat and then roll it back up to play the C7 when I'm fingering it that way. Otherwise, when I'm fingering it the other way, I kind of have to reposition my fingers. So you just get used to it going back and forth. Do that as much as you need to, as we've done in the other ones. These chords are challenging. So if you start feeling a lot of pain, you want to stretch. Stretching is really good in the fingers. And you don't want to overdo it. You just want to work them a little bit at a time as we start working in the strength. The nice thing, the awesome thing is when we start to learn bar chords and we don't have open strings, it opens the way to knowing how to play given chords all along the neck. So this is the start of us learning to play chords all along the fretboard, which is pretty cool. But right now we're working them in first position with our open position chords that we sometimes play them with, and we're getting down the strength to play them. Then once we've sort of got some of them down, it's really easy to start transferring them to all over the neck, which is super cool. But we got to bite that bullet and start getting the strength on playing those. So we're going to work them a little bit at a time. Jamming on a couple songs here, working a little bit with them, and then of course we've got the lessons that roll out that go right along with the book that will work progressively through on these chords. But right in this moment, once you've kind of worked going from one to the next, it's great to just warm up going from one chord to the next in sort of a little progression. So if we do one bar of F, one bar of B flat, one bar of C7, and come back to F, that puts us in the key of F major. We can use the down, down, up, down, up strumming pattern. Super familiar to us, and that's the one we're going to be using on the songs that we'll be playing here with the band tracks. But let's just play a little bit, warming up with these chords using that strumming pattern. You got 1, 2, ready, and we got F to the B flat to C7 back to F. We do it again. Do that sort of thing as much as you'd like to, getting comfortable, but it's time for us here in this video to jam together on some songs and exercises. So we're going to be on pages 66 and 67. We're going to do number 1 and then number 3 because those ones only use the F chord and the C7 chord. And then we're going to do number 2 where we're going to work on that B flat chord. Now there on page 66 you will see simplified options for playing these bar chords. So if you really aren't up for playing them yet, it's okay to use a simplified version. We already know the simplified F there that just is on the top 4 strings. And then with B flat you can actually play a simplified option that only uses the top 4 strings as well. What this does is puts an F note as the lowest note of the chord though instead of a B flat, so it won't sound quite complete, but it does work. You can get away with that. You could even just play the top 3 strings if you need to play a B flat. Sometimes there's a song you really want to play and then that B flat's in there and you just can't get it. You can play it in a simplified version. So even just the top 3 strings is an option, but ideally we want to be learning this chord. So as we're jamming together on the songs, each one of them is going to happen at a slower tempo and then a faster tempo. We're going to be using that down, down, up, down, up strumming pattern for all 3 of these, which is really familiar to us. So it'll be great. Starting with number 1, then number 3, and then number 2. And as I've mentioned in all of these videos probably, you can just work on the strumming pattern. You can just work on getting those chords fingered. You can just work on the vocal part for the ones that have vocals. You can do 2 of the 3 elements and then put all 3 together. That's a great way to take advantage of practicing right along with the jam track when you're not ready to fully play all 3 or do all 3 parts with the jam track. Okay, so it's going to be great. Let's go ahead and play these songs together.
He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 He's got the whole Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Skip to my loo, my darling. Skip, skip, skip to my loo. Skip, skip, skip to my loo. Skip, skip, skip to my loo. Skip to my loo, my darling. Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Skip to my loo, my darling. Skip, skip, skip to my loo. Skip, skip, skip to my loo. Skip, skip, skip to my loo. Skip to my loo, my darling.
Okay, great. I hope you're having fun with this. Remember to stretch with these bar chords and not to work on them so much that you're feeling a lot of pain in your left hand. It's okay to feel a little bit of strain, need to stretch, and we're working on strength, building that up, but we don't want to overdo it. You gotta be careful not to overdo it. We don't want injuries. You also want to be careful not to be overextending your wrist to be playing these, because you can create a lot of pain in there. So just work on them a little bit at a time. Now, as we continue through the lesson series, the next couple of videos are going to also accompany lesson 11. So we're going to continue to work with the F, C7, and B flat chords. We're also going to work on some of the other chords that we've learned previously as well. So it's going to be fun as we keep working on playing the guitar. Keep at it, take care, and I'll see you again.
Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at kristenbromley.com. Take care.